Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora Haribo, Nitai Gora Haribo, Haribo, Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora Haribo, Nitai Nitai Gora Premanande.
Whatever message they gave, because they can repeat it perfectly. Did you ever play the game, what was that, telephone, when you were a kid? Yeah, so it comes out completely different. But because they're all self-realized souls, what the first one said, who's God himself, or the scriptures glorifying God, whatever they said thousands of years ago, it's coming completely intact. So we're praying to them that they will be present to give their potency and purity, so that you all make the most advancement possible by what's going to happen now. Okay, so somebody want to pass them around? And I guess you've never said Sanskrit before, besides the Hare Krishna mantra, yes, a little. And so these are Sanskrit prayers. Sanskrit's the oldest language of the world. And probably it'll be confusing, so you can just read the English. Okay. Agyanam timirandasya Jnananjana salakaya Chaksuranmilitam yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Twadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namaha. Yang Pravrajantam Manupetam Apeta Krityam Dvaipayano Viraka Tarua Juhava Putreti Tanmayataya Taravo Banedos Tang Sarva Bhuta Hridayam Muni Manatosmi Bhaktya Vinay Aparada Lakshay Chaptascha Kamadi Tarangamadi Kirpamahi Tvang Sharanam Prapadyam Brinde Namaste Charanarvindam Tavoivasmi Na Jivamitam Vina Iti Vigyaya Radhe Tam Nayamam Charanantike. First I offer my unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful, initiating spiritual master, Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Astotra Sat Shishimad, they have long names, Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, and the same unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful, instructing spiritual masters, Shishimad Bhakti Vedanta, Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and Shishimad Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj. And to our grandfather spiritual masters, Shishimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj, and Shishimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, to all our Gaudiya Guru Varga, and to all the assembled devotees and the assembled devotees, initiating spiritual masters who are my instructing spiritual masters, Shishimad Bhakti Vedanta Madhav Goswami Maharaj, Shishimad Bhakti Vedanta Ban Goswami Maharaj, and Shishimad Bhakti Vedanta Siddhanti Goswami Maharaj. So like every one of those appellations, you could get a big explanation of. And each of these explanations bring us further into the realm of pure devotion, connection with the Supreme. Like I said, Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. He's my initiating spiritual master. That's him on there at the end. And so Bhakti means devotion to the Supreme Lord Krishna, the reservoir of all truth. And Veda means knowledge. You know, there's ancient Vedic, come in. Ancient Vedic literatures. And Anta is a Sanskrit word that means end. So the end, the final, has no end. That knowledge has no end. But the topmost end of knowledge is bhakti, or devotion. So that goes as part of his name, because it's like, Prime Minister so-and-so. So he is that Bhaktivedanta. Swami means all of his senses are under his control. It's not that something's alluring here or there, or the tongue or the sight, and I'm pulled away. No, he's fixed in the self, in the soul. So that was just to explain what all these big names are. Okay, so this is Bhakti Yoga. It's interesting because we were at the International Yoga Day yesterday, and so everyone was practicing yoga, and we had the opportunity to speak about yoga. What kind of yoga do you do?
We're learning Ashtanga.
Ashtanga yoga. Madhavi, is that a difficult yoga?
Yes.
Right. She's a yoga teacher too. So, all right. So, what is the purpose of yoga according to what your teachers are teaching you? Like you come into a class and they say, you're going to learn all this for the purpose of this. Okay, this is a painting class. You're going to learn how to mix colors. You're going to learn anatomy. What's the purpose? So that you could do a beautiful painting. So what is the purpose of taking the yoga classes? I'll give my purpose, but just see what you're learning. Do you also do yoga? What do you do?
A lot of Pilates, dancing. I'm an artist. I'm an art therapist.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like yoga because it's all therapy. So, generally, yoga is to facilitate the faculties of the body so that everything becomes very easy to move, and you practice movement, and that gets the blood flowing, it gets the muscles pumping, it gets the air circulation so that the body functions better. When the body functions better, then the mind also functions better. Because if the body is in pain and we're on the bodily platform, that's all you can think about. You can't think about anything productive. So that's what physical yoga is about. Of course, sometimes they add to it. Like yesterday, I kind of peeked in to one of the classes, and they were doing all the exercises, the sun salutations, and all kinds of twists. But at the end, she said, okay, just breathe and think like this. And she gave them some affirmations. I am the light of love. And they had to repeat that 10 times. I am the embodiment of love. I am peace. And they had to go 10 times to say it. And they were all saying it. And they're going to remember sometimes that I am peace, I am love, and all that. But as soon as there's some danger, as soon as there's some insult to me, I forget all that. So it's all theoretical. So how to realize, actually these things are truth. We are embodiments of love and light and peace. That's how we were created. But because since the beginning of time, we became covered by illusory energy called Maya, that which is not, the pushings of material dictation. So we can't experience our true glory. So when we become uncovered, then we can experience that. And how do we become uncovered? We become uncovered by connecting with the supreme love. We're parts and parcels. We're not the whole love. Because if we were the whole, then we would never be covered. Just like my spiritual master gave the example when I first joined back in 1966 in New York City. He gave the example, now that I've introduced all that, I forgot what I was going to say. Why? Because I'm a covered soul. So, yes, so you have clouds, and you have the sun, and then you have molecules, some molecules of sun under the cloud. If the cloud is removed, then the molecules, which don't look very sunny, right, it's in the shade, connects with the sun above, and it also shines brightly. So in order to shine brightly, we want to become free from the clouds. Sometimes when I used to distribute books at the airports, back like 20, 30 years ago, I would tell them, because you know the commercial for one of the airlines, United, Fly the Friendly Skies of United. So I would tell them these books help you fly the friendly skies of the spiritual world by giving you transcendental knowledge. And those are friendly. Here we find so much dissonance. My best friend becomes my enemy. My husband becomes, who I loved so much at the beginning, he becomes my enemy. Then my enemy wants to gang up against something to be friends with me, and it's just all a political mess. There's actually no pure motivation in this material world because it's all covered by the modes, little bit goodness, but mostly passion and ignorance. So I want to get out of the cloud. I want to connect with the Supreme. So let's go back to yoga. the meaning of the word yoga, as we explained yesterday at the yoga Yoga Day festival, is union. Like yoga means to connect. Even if you look in the dictionary, yoga means to combine, to connect, to unite. So what do we want to unite here? Actually, yoga means bhakti yoga. That's the real uniting. And do they know Bhagavad Gita? Do you know Bhagavad Gita? Okay, it's because we're going to quote from the Bhagavad Gita about what is yoga. So we gave an analogy that you want to make a building. So to make the building, you have to combine certain things. You want to combine bricks together so that they don't slide off. So you have the uniting force, which is what? The cement. So the cement, brick, and then you can make your house, and except for a few accidents, the building shouldn't collapse. So similarly, there's us, and there's the supreme love, the supreme light, the supreme peace. He's not impersonal. He is a person. A person is peaceful. There's no such thing as love without a person. You can't love the sky except for a moment or two at, wow, what clouds. But even that involves a person. Like you're an art therapist. Tell me your name once more.
Alyssa.
I usually get it the second time. Alyssa, okay. So Alyssa is an art therapist. So, I forgot why I said that. Oh my God. Huh?
The sky is a person.
Right, the sky has a personality behind it. Like Alyssa does art and has her students do art for therapy. There's no art without a person behind it. Like these paintings have me behind it. Of course, it has my Gurudev, who inspired me, who guided me, but it looks like it's me. So I'm a person. So if somebody comes along and says, these paintings just happened by themselves, there's no artist, I might be insulted. Hey, wait a minute, I did that. So similarly, the beauty in the clouds, aren't the clouds sometimes so beautiful? And the ocean here in Miami, you took them? Very beautiful. And trees and flowers, all so beautiful. Like my spiritual master told my Prabhupada, I'll just call him Srila Prabhupada, he told my god sister, who's also an artist, that if you were to paint one flower, it would take so long, it wouldn't be exactly perfect, and it would smell like oil paint, not like a flower. But see all the flowers that Krishna makes on one tree and another tree, so much variety. So there's an artist behind everything. So we want to connect with that supreme loving artist, that supreme friend. Like there was a magician, and he was on the stage, and he was pulling rabbits out of hats, and he was cutting off heads, and then the person whose head he cut off walked in the side door. So those were amazing things that the people were overwhelmed by. They were overwhelmed by the tricks. But then the magician had a little friend, a little boy, behind the curtain. And he was just thinking, wow, my friend is so far out. So he was appreciating the person behind. So that's what we really want to do. Connect with the supreme love, to the supreme happiness, the supreme peace, who is a person, who is embodied. So that's the real definition of yoga. And it's not to disclaim any physical yoga, like Vijnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, or any kind, because they're all helpful. They're just not the end. Wow, I feel great. That's not the end. because it's just the body. And how long can I make the body feel great? When I become 70, 80, 90, which is really just around the corner, I never thought it was, you don't feel great anymore. And even great yoga teachers get sick, get bronchitis, and all those things. And also there's fights with the other students, and it's just, nothing's happy in this world. So Bhakti Yoga is the yoga of connection with the supreme embodiment of three things: all knowledge, all happiness, and like all meaning forever, living forever. Here, even the newest, nicest thing, like relationships. How many have had broken relationships? Yeah, everybody. But in the beginning, this is like Romeo and Juliet, it's Krishna and Radha. And then after a little while, okay, so who's going to get the properties when we get the divorce? And what about the kids? Do they have to share half time? And like one lady yesterday at the yoga festival, I asked her, what do you want to cover? What do you want me to cover in the class? What are you looking for? She said, peace. I have 3 kids. They're like 14 years old around. And I've been going through a divorce for the last 14 years with my husband. Yeah, trying to work it out. Anyway, so everything here, even if it starts out good, there's 3 things that happen. We hanker after something, and then if we get it, we're either worried that we're going to lose it, or we're sorry we got it. And then we either lose it or we go on to the next thing that we hanker. And this just goes on regularly. So, bhakti is ever fresh, ever new. Like with Radha and Krishna, they're together, they're the supreme love. And they're on a very, very high status of love. Like here there's one word, love. Really love is really lust in this material world. There's no pure love. Lust for not only sensual pleasure, but lust for different kinds of foods. It's all, how am I going to enjoy? Very rare is somebody solely working for the welfare of other. What am I going to get out of it too? So, but there is a pure love. If there wasn't, there wouldn't be the reflection of it. Like you see a tree, and the tree is planted by the water's edge. And it's really in the water, there's such a reflection. And generally the water's kind of muddy too. So there's a reflection in the muddy river. And the branches are down, and the roots are up. And everything is made of muddy water. Somehow I have a fondness for this example. So you're hungry, and you want an apple or a banana. And so, bananas grow on trees. So you see the banana in the water or the apple in the water. Yeah. And then you try to enjoy it. Oh God, it's just muddy water. And then, you want to enjoy nature. So you see there's a beautiful lotus flower or frangipani flower, and I want to smell it, but yuck, it's just muddy water. So we're always frustrated, like when you try to eat. But a person may try to eat by putting the food in the pocket. Nothing happens, I just remain hungry. So this body is also not me. The mind is like the shirt, and the body is like a coat. One is a subtle body, mind, intelligence, false ego. Hey, that was me you insulted. False ego. I am this body. It's like the scriptures say, it's like one is haunted by the ghost of Maya, that which is not. I am this body, and everything in relation to this body is mine. I'm not even thinking it. I'm being forced to think it by that Maya, by that illusory energy. So back to the reality. And everything new, even like a newspaper. I don't know if you know what a newspaper is. I don't know if it exists anymore. So newspapers, back in my time, you go to the newsstand and you buy, this is an example given by my teacher, Srila Prabhupada. You go to the newsstand and you buy your newspaper, and then you hold it to your chest on the way home. And then in 3 days, it's already old news. And then, well, I wanted to paint my walls anyway, so I'll use the newspaper to line the floor. So that's how everything is. Relationships, news. Like what do you do when you scroll bad things? What's that called? Doom scrolling. Like what's the newest doom scroll I can do? And second. So they may not even recognize the other one, because the other one got newer, and their vision of the other one got newer and more beautiful and all sweet. And when they see each other, their sweetness increases and their beauty increases and their newness increases. That's how we are too. By nature, we're also ever fresh and new. There's a verse in one of our most ancient scriptures, Brahma Samhita, Advaitam Achyutam Anadiranantarupam Adyanga Purush Adyanga I forgot, Adyang Purusham Purnam Navajavuvanam Cha. So it means that the Supreme Lord is one without a second. There's nobody besides him. The two of them are also like one wick with two flames. Or like you have a ghee, and then you have the wick, and it starts above the ghee, and then it goes under, and then it comes. So it's one wick with two flames, and they seeing each other, they both burn more and more brightly. So when we connect with them, we develop those same qualities, not in the same quantity, but the same qualities of eternity, bliss, and knowledge. And how much knowledge? Like me, like I used to be able to sit in a bus for a few hours going to another city and learn a whole chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. And now, with age, that's a big struggle to even learn one verse. So our knowledge is not unlimited and unlimitedly increasing, but by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, then Vidyabhadu Jivanam, all knowledge is at your feet. So Krishna is one without a second, and he's unlimited. He has a form, but that form is unlimited, which is also inconceivable. And he has unlimited forms, which are all inconceivable. How is that? If God doesn't have some inconceivable things, what is the meaning of his being God? So, just to conclude, we are all that. We are made of love. We are made of unconditional service. We are made of well-wishing. We are made of peace and harmony, beauty. But how to tap that is by connecting. Like an example that I gave yesterday, also from Srila Prabhupada, is that in India, you're riding along on your bicycle on the highway. You'll never see this in America. But you're only riding 10 miles an hour, but there's a truck, usually with guys standing on it, holding the back of it. And then you also, on your bike, you hold on to the back of the truck, and you automatically go 60 miles an hour. So when we connect with Krishna, we develop those qualities. Like if you're born in a very rich family, what do you have to do to become rich and have all facilities? Nothing. You're born into it. So similarly connecting with Krishna. Now, let's take, I'm sure you've all been on airplanes. You were just recently on an airplane. So you're an ordinary person, right? You're sitting in the airplane and you're going 1,000 miles an hour. As you sit there and you go. How come you're sitting in the airplane? So similarly, when we connect with that Supreme Lord, then we develop higher qualities. And then what about relationships? Like suppose you try to see a beloved friend in the middle of the night. You don't have electricity, it's just the middle of the night outside. And what do you see? Practically nothing. Then suppose the sun comes up, or there's some electric light. Oh, nice to see you. I like your blouse. So, similarly, for two persons to relate to each other without having God or Krishna in the center, I can't really see the other person. But when we're both thinking of Krishna, or at least one of them is, then you see the beauty. One more example of seeing, and then I'll call for questions, because I know you have questions. In the mirror, if you look in a mirror, and the mirror is dusty, what do you see? Dust. Oh God, I'm made of dust. Look at all that dust on me. But it's really just the mirror. If you just clean the mirror, then you'll see yourself. You'll see the people around you. And so if the mirror of our heart is cleansed, then we can see our true selves, our soul, and the souls of others, the beautiful souls of others, and God Himself. And then we have a perfect life in Bhakti Yoga. So I'm going to ask if there's any questions. Who are you? I'm sorry?
I'm from Colombia. I'm Mohana Bansi Bihari.
Mohana Bangsi Bihari. That's a beautiful name. She has a spiritual name. Your mother? Oh, nice. Mohana Bangsi Bihari. Mohana means Krishna. It's the name of Krishna. Who, Bangsi means flute. He wanders around his transcendental abode of Vrindavan, plays there, Bangsi Bihari, playing his flute, and Mohan, he tracks the hearts of all. Very good name. So, any questions? Anu? Do you mind if I call you Anupama? Just as a... It's okay? Anupama is the name of Krishna also. Just gave him a nickname. It means one without a second. No one is equal to him. No one is superior to him. Okay.
You said that, you said that...
Wait, Mike. Because we have the live stream too.
You said that, all love was pretty much lust. Is that the same, like, for example, like a mother to, like, her child, or someone's love for their guru? You saying that it can't be just pure love without lust? That's what I want to clarify.
Very good question. The mother's love for the child is the purest love in the material world. But it's not fully pure, because it's my child. I don't really care what happens to any other child. Oh, they just got hit by a car, I hope people go and do something. And then you go on with your life. So it's not pure. Hare Krishna Priti. Priti means love, actually. Indians get the best names. Okay, so yes, there's always something for me. Lust doesn't mean naturally the guy is, lusting over the girl. It's any kind of love, because there's a what's in it for me in it. Because the nature of love, not the love that people are accustomed to, but real pure love is like gold and lust is like iron. Big difference between the two. Love means I have absolutely no self-interest. It's always for the beloved. And how do I have that love? Because I'm really glad you asked that question. If you love your father, theoretically, if you love your father, then you automatically love your brothers because they're connected with your father. So similarly, if we love God, then we automatically love everybody. We want to generally in the material world, if I love somebody, then my attention is there and I don't love somebody else. And what to speak of if he leaves me, how dare he? I love you unconditionally, you're my life. And then if he leaves me for another, or he doesn't even leave me, he's just with another one night, or 1 month, or 1 year, and I'm just finding out about it, then I want to kill him, or kill her. So that's not love. It's love with expectation for myself. In real love, there's no expectation. It's just service. Does that help? Okay. All right. Any other? You said you had a lot, I think.
I thought I had a lot, and now I don't know anything. Now I don't know what I have questions about. I'm just listening.
Okay.
I have a follow-up to Anu's,
Yes?
and from what you said, like your response, and then I have another question after, but so it sounds like from what you're saying and from Anu's question is that in order to, if you were to have, like, let's say I wanted to be Grihasta and I wanted to have a household.
Means householders.
Yeah.
Husband, wife, children. Yeah.
And I wanted to have as close of an approximation to what true love really is available in this material world, then both partners face Krishna's love, because it's like the hand feeding the mouth and not the hand feeding the hand. So if both hands are working together to feed the mouth.
Well, the hand's really feeding the stomach.
The stomach, right?
Through the mouth.
Yeah. 100%.
And then the energy goes to the other hand.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
But essentially, like, both partners facing towards Krishna, developing a relationship with the supreme couple, and then that's the closest approximation to a true love.
Yes, if both parties, husband and wife, are Krishna conscious, then trying to please Krishna, whenever they have to make a decision together, it's what would our Gurudev want, what would Krishna want. And not what I want as opposed to what you want. Like, for example, like there's a pond, and I throw my pebble in the pond, and you throw your pebble. To want to give can only be when Krishna is in the center. But that is possible, certainly. Like there's this is unimaginable. There's a household couple named Jayadev Goswami, and he had a wife named Padmavati. They were both pure devotees, so much so that Krishna even, he was thinking what to write. He was writing a book about the love of Radha and Krishna. And so he couldn't figure out, something was coming, because he was writing in trance. Something was coming that Krishna was bowing down to Radha. And Radha is Krishna's potency, his energy. How could God be, although she's the greatest devotee, she's the devotee and she's the potency. So how could that be? And he told his wife, I'm going to go to the river, to bathe in the river, the Ganges or Saraswati, holy river, and I have to think about it. So while he was gone, she was home, and apparently he came back and wrote something, and then left again, and then came back again. And then she said, how did your hair get wet from the river? The river was far away, and you just left. Just left. I left a long time ago. Yes, you left a long time ago, but then you came back and you wrote something, and then you left again. So how did your hair get wet? So he had to think. And then he went to his book, and he saw that what he was thinking about writing, but wasn't sure, was written. So he realized, oh, God came, Krishna came, and himself, he came in my form, and he himself wrote it. And the both of them started weeping and fainting. Another time, the queen was thinking that we've heard that if a wife loves her husband so much, then if she hears that he dies, she'll also die. And I think Padmavati herself said that. And the queen was, that's not possible. So the queen told her that your husband just died. And then she instantly died. That was the bond with Krishna in the center. But then she found out he wasn't. And so she came back to life. He came to her and said, I'm here. So that is possible. It's rare. Yes?
Thank you, Shamarani.
Did you have a question? What? Oh.
The other day, I realized that when death comes in a couple and I have to let my partner go and go,
Let your what go?
Yes, let my wife go to Krishna. And I thought, I will give her to Krishna, but then I thought, how can I give what is not mine? But the sentiment of my love, is it correct to in your emotion say, I give this emotion that I feel for my partner to Krishna? Is this correct? How should one approach the sentiment?
That is very correct. Generally, I want her for myself, but she's not mine. Not only am I not the enjoyer of my wife, but even if I try, I'll be frustrated. So the realization that she's Krishna's and I want to assist her, that's real family life, to assist each other in bhakti. That's a very good family life. Not that, oh, well, if she goes to Krishna, then she won't like me so much anymore, and she won't pinch my cheek and call me darling and put her arms around me. Yeah, that's the lust. And the love is, yes, I will help you go to Krishna. And what happens? What happens is you get twice, 10, 100 times back. You become Krishna conscious, and you get a Krishna conscious wife who knows exactly how to serve you as a wife. You have a question? Is that clear?
Thank you.
Okay. You have a question? You said.
I loved that you said assist in bhakti to your relationship.
Uh-huh.
That down.
Oh.
In my wallet.
All right. And then we'll have kirtan again. And this time, because some are new, you already experienced Elizabeth's, but for those who are really new, part of the chanting experience is to dance. And you've seen that before? Is the dancing. Because it's due to past activities, unhappy activities, immoral activities, exploitive activities that hold us back, that act as obstacles in our path of bhakti, that one person's able to zoom and one person's not because of the previous activities. So when we dance and clap, that's like dancing and clapping in front of a tree, and all the birds fly away. So all the birds of obstacles due to past activities fly away by the dancing and clapping or playing musical instruments. So in a couple of minutes, after the last question, we'll chant and dance. Yes?
Oh,
You have? Yes.
it'll be the last question.
Oh, okay.
My question's going
He can ask tomorrow.
So what's weighing on my heart, I know relationships are really important here, but just the world is so divisive right now, and us being on the brink of World War III is, how do we guide each other through, bhakti and Krishna consciousness in finding peace and comfort in guiding our friends, because I have friends who are super anxious and nervous about the draft and their kids and the state of the world. So, just from the Bhagavad Gita and the way that we can view war, I guess, what's the spiritual direction here?
That's a lot of questions in one question.
Please answer all of them.
All right, so I'm going to try and repeat it and tell me if I got it right. So now, it used to be back in the 70s and 80s when we would tell people the material life is miserable. No, I'm okay. Like somebody in a hospital, he's up in the, when the legs are up in the cast and he's being fed intravenously and he has to use a bedpan. And then the friends come to visit him, he says, I'm all right. So our Prabhupada says, what is that all right? But nowadays, nobody can even say that. Despite being in all illusion, everybody has to admit that it's a hard time all the way around. Within the family, within the nation, within the world. So, how to navigate is your question. How to be peaceful, how to be productive, and what is productive, in spite of what's going on in the outside world. Okay, so, very easily, if someone is a devotee, he doesn't feel it. He knows that Krishna is always going to protect me. And if you can help, the only way you can navigate it is by helping people in their bhakti. Somebody once asked our spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, so how do we prepare for the war? Because even, back then, in the 70s, there was a fear of war. What if there's a World War III? And he said, only you have to go towards Hare Krishna. And then nothing can touch you. You know Prahlad Maharaj? A little boy. Haridas is going to get the coloring book. So Prahlad was a 5-year-old devotee. He was born as a devotee. He was a devotee in the womb because his mother spent a long time with a great sage named Narada Muni, who told her all about Krishna consciousness while Prahlad was in the womb. So, I didn't know we had that. Okay, so there's Lord no, right, you're going to turn it over later? All right, so here's Prahlad. Maybe you could turn. Here's his father did austerities to become, so that he'll never die. His father was not die in any month. He thought he could outsmart the Lord and his system. All right, let me not die inside or outside. Okay, so then because his son was the only one not following his orders. Everybody else he tortured. Then he tried to torture his son. He threw him in a pot of boiling oil. He threw him in a pit of snakes. You having a hard time finding it?
They edited this one, so the boiling oil isn't in the front cover anymore.
Right. Put him in a pit of snakes, in a pot of boiling oil. Next. But in each case, Prahlad just chanted Hare Krishna. And is that it for the tortures? Yeah. And even his aunt, she was a demon too. And she had a benediction that she could never be burnt. So the father, show him the picture of Hiranyakashipu in anxiety. He's in so anxiety that he couldn't kill his son. She said, what are you worried about, brother? I have a benediction that I can never be burnt. So tomorrow, bring Prahlad to me. We'll sit on a big platform, put him on my lap, and then take the kerosene, we'll light the fire, and there we go. That's the end of Prahlad. So that's what happened. There was the big fire, and all of a sudden Prahlad walked out, and the fire kept going. And Hiranyakashipu, his father, said, what happened? I don't know, father. A fire started, and then a big sheet of ice came around me. But poor auntie, she was burned to dust. So the devotee never has to worry about anything. So if you can simply, yeah. In fact, he, whenever the teachers were out, he would teach his students to chant the holy names like this. And then, then the best part. So then his father said, "How come you can't die?" So he said, "Where do you get your strength from?" So Prahlad said, "Well, I get my strength from the same place you get your strength, from God." "God? Where is your God? I'm the only God." "Is he in the pillar?" There was a pillar right there. And Prahlad looked, yes, he's in the pillar. Okay, so he took his fist and struck the pillar. And show the pictures.
Oh, I'm right here.
Oh. No, but in the other one. Anyway, so Lord Nrsingadev, half man, half lion, incarnation of Krishna. So he came out of the pillar. It wasn't inside or outside. It wasn't day or night. It was twilight, as you can see from the painting. It wasn't in any month. It was in the leap year. It wasn't by any man-made or demigod-made weapon. It was his nails. It wasn't in the land, sea, or air. It was on his lap. So then, after that whole mess, Lord Nrsingadev, Prahlad approached Lord Nrsingadev and went on his lap, and Prahlad said, "What benediction?" Sorry, Nrsinga said, "What benediction do you want?" And Prahlad said, this is to show what love is. He said, "My father was always trying to kill me, so he's definitely going to be in hell forever. So please deliver my father. That's the benediction that I want." And Nrsinga said, "Well, that's automatic, because even if one is a third-class devotee, 7 generations are liberated. If he's a middle devotee, 14 generations are liberated. And if he's a pure devotee, then 21 generations are liberated." So the point of that story is that if we become devotees, then Krishna will always protect us. So then you would want to just give devotion to the people. Then they can understand everything in perspective. And the pure devotees, or any devotees, are always protected by the Lord. Even if there's a World War III, Prabhupada said it will facilitate the future preaching, because everyone will see this is a mess. Does that help? Clear? All right. So I guess it's time to stop. That was an hour. Yeah, so I was painting the picture, and I put a few drops of blood there. So Prabhupada said, "Put blood everywhere." And so I kind of questioned it, and he said, "If God is not," I forgot the word. Yeah, then where does ferocity come from? Everything is supreme in God. So his part of his nature is that he destroys evil and he protects good. An army? Of course. Yeah. I don't know, but he destroys innumerable universes just by breathing in. You want to show that one, Haridas? Since that one got a wow. So, one of Krishna's incarnations is called Mahavishnu. And he, people believe in the Big Bang, and a bird, and so, flower. Oh, the universe is a bubble. Inside the universe is lots of planets. And inside the planet there's lots of countries. And we're a little dot in one of the cities. We think we're so great here in Miami, but you take a plane a little bit up, and then those big buildings, the big major buildings in Miami, they become little matchboxes, and then they become dots. So Krishna's creating everything. So we want to be connected with that person, holding hands, embracing, kissing, everything. And that's all possible by the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. Wow, what a mantra. Maha means great. Man means mind, and Shra means deliverance. So this is a great chanting for deliverance. There's many mantras, but this is the most powerful. And all other mantras are within this mantra. I know it's inconceivable
And that's the mantra recommended for us.
for this age. Yeah, Harinama, 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 Eva Kevalam, Kalo Nastyeva, Nastyeva, Tyeva. In this age of Kali, or the age of quarrel and hypocrisy, the only means for God realization, self-realization, is the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. No other way, no other way, no other way. And the books, and so announcement is that in the boutique, did you see the boutique? We have so many books from our present gurus and the whole disciplic succession, translations or lectures on the Vedic literatures. So any number of books and any number of these pictures, any number of art, for any donation. It's very nice. So now we're going to chant once more, and this time with dancing and clapping. No, I agree with you. It's a really scary thing. The whole situation is really scary. Until war? The purpose of war is that you get all the sinful people, all the demons, all those who have to be punished, and get them all together sometimes for mass, as Prabhupada says, mass, because he's Bengali English accent, mass massacre. But a religious war, like in the Bhagavad Gita, that was a religious war. It was the devotees, the pious, and the demoniac impious, who by their rule, they were giving everybody hell. So Krishna, God himself, said there must be war. And then, so the virtuous won. But everybody who died in that war, because Krishna was there and they saw him, they all attained heavenly planets and things like that. They all got benediction from that kind of war. Yeah, even the Kauravas.
In the analogy of in order for new life to be created, destruction kind of has to take place. Trees grow, new sprigs grow in charcoal after a forest fire. So that's why naturally forest fires happen. Is that a good analogy?
I never heard it before. So, yeah, Krishna doesn't want war. He wants everybody to be happy together. Once in 1968, there was the war in Vietnam at that time, and the American boys were being drafted. And so even college students were being drafted. So the college students were picketing around the Boston University sanctuary, and there was a draft dodger inside. So we asked Prabhupada, should we also join the picket line so that the students would see that the Hare Krishna devotees are good people? So he said, both the warmongers and the peacemongers are both on the same side. The warmongers want war so that they can sell all their ammunition and make money and control. And the peacemongers want peace so that they can also control and enjoy sense gratification. So God is the order giver, but both sides want God to be their order supplier. They're both exploitive. The peace ones will love to eat cows, their mother and their brothers, the other animals. He said, if you want to go, go, but go with Back to Godhead magazines to give them the reality. Was that too much, that class? It means you're real yogis. You came for yoga for a real good thing. All right, so kirtan. And the thing is to listen, to forget everything outside, and surrender to the holy name. In the holy name, all answers to all questions, all solutions to all problems, everything is there in the holy name. Okay. We'll get more benefit from it if we concentrate. All right.
Jai Srimati Shamrani Thakurani ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Srila Gurudeva ki Jai, Shri Gaudiya Rupanuga Guru Varga ki Jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Rama Bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo Hare Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ramo Ramo Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ramo Ramo Hare 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 Ramo Ramo Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hari Bo 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 Nitai Gaura Hari Bo Nitai Gaura Hari Bo Gaura Hari Bo Nitai Gaura Hari Bo Nitai Gaura Hari Bo Nitai Gaura Hari Bo Nitai Gaura Hari Bo Gaura Hari Bo Nitai Gaura Hari Bo Nitai Gaura Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Nitai Gaura Hari Bo Nitai Gaura Hari Bo Nitai Gaura Hari Bo Hari Bo Hari Bo Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Bolo Bolo. Radha Raman Bihari, Radha Raman Bihari, Radha Raman Bihari, Shri Radhe, Radha Raman Bihari, Shri Radhe, Jayo Radhe, Jayo Krishna, Jayo Radhe, Jayo Krishna. Jayo Radhe, Jayo Krishna, 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 Jayo Radhe. Jayo Sachinandan, Jaya Gaura Hari, Sachinandan, Jaya Gaura Hari, Jaya Sachinandan, Jaya Nitai, Jaya Gaura, Jaya Nitai, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jai Gurudev. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo, Nitai Gaura Haribo. Oh, Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo, Nitai. Sai Gaura Premanande, Sai Gaura Premanande, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Everybody, Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Hey, Sham, Sham. Oh Radhe Radhe, oh Radhe Radhe, oh Govinda Govinda, oh Radhe Radhe, oh Govinda Govinda, oh Radhe Radhe, oh Radhe Radhe, oh Radhe 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 Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe Shyam. Jai Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari. Shri Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Raman Bihari Ju Ki Jai. Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai. Shri Pavan Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Srila Gurudeva Ki Jai. Srila Param Gurudeva Ki Jai. Srila Param Gurudeva Ki Jai. Srila Param Parat Gurudeva Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shri Gauriya Rupanu Guru Varga Ki Jai. Shri Bhakti Siddhanta Parivara Ki Jai. Shri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shri Rup Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath. Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath. Sad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Swarup Damodar Manandari Shri Goda Parshad Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Prabhu Nityananda Sharvaita Gadadhara Shivasari Shri Goda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Navadip Dham Shri Vrindavan Dham Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Shri Lalita Vishaka Chitra Champakalata Induleka Rangadevi Sudevi Asaki Vrinda Ki Jai. Shrimati Purnamasi Devi Ki Jai. Shri Vrinda Devi Ki Jai. Shri Manjari Gan Ki Jai. Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Sudarshan Chakraju Ki Jai. Shri Chaitmanala Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Shri Bhakti Vigyan Vinashana Karishina Shingadev Bhagavana Ki Jai. Bhakta Pravar Shri Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai. Sarvabhista Shri Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya Devi Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtana Ki Jai. Nanta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai. Her Divine Grace Shrimati Shamrani Thakurani Ki Jai. Sacred Vedic Arts Center Miami Ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtana Ki Jai. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Mahaprasad Ki Jai. Oh, yeah, we have a wonderful special that we do for programs. Actually, this is the first time ever. I'm just kidding. Any books for any donation and G-Clays. We have so many nice, beautiful, high-quality prints of G-Clays for sale as well. So please take them, distribute to your friends, give them as gifts. They're great gifts. And everyone should have this transcendental knowledge. So these books are so important to just even give as a gift or try and distribute to those who you find near and dear. So I encourage everybody to take a few books. You can leave a donation for them. You could take as many books as you want and distribute them to all your friends. And they'll learn about this Krishna consciousness as well.
One more thing. Also, multiple times a week, we do Feeding Homeless. We do much charity work. So if anybody would like to give any donation to help support us in our charity work or get involved with Feeding Homeless, please contact with
We're actually feeding today after the Sunday program. We're going to downtown Miami to feed the homeless. So if you want to join, talk to Samuki. She's the short one that she's wearing a mask today because she's sick, but she's still doing seva. So, Haribo, Mahaprasad Ki Jai. Now we'll take Mahaprasad. Oh, sorry. It's the foodstuffs offered to the Lord. Hare Krishna.